The rich man and Lazarus. Luke 16, verse 19 to 31. The illusion of earthly wealth, lesson from the rich man and Lazarus. In the grand scheme of life, what does it all mean? We spend our days chasing after success, wealth, and recognition, but in the end, does any of it truly matter? A profound reflection on this comes from the Bible story of the rich man and Lazarus, which offers a timeless lesson about the futility of earthly pursuits. The parable told by Jesus in Luke 16, verse 19 to 31 is simple yet deeply profound. It introduces two characters, a wealthy man living in luxury and Lazarus, a poor beggar who sits at his gate covered in sores. The rich man lives a life of indulgence, feasting every day without concern for the suffering around him. Lazarus, on the other hand, struggles to survive, longing for even the scraps that fall from the rich man's table. Both men die, but the story takes a dramatic turn. Lazarus, despite his earthly suffering, is carried by angels to Abraham's side in the afterlife, a place of comfort and peace. The rich man, however, finds himself in torment, separated from Lazarus by an unbridgeable chasm. He begs for mercy, asking Abraham to send Lazarus to warn his brothers on earth. But Abraham replies that those on earth have already been given all the guidance they need. This story underscores the illusion of earthly wealth. The rich man had everything the world could offer: comfort, status, luxury, but in the end, none of it followed him into eternity. His riches did not save him. Instead, they were a barrier between him and the compassion he failed to show during his life. Lazarus, on the other hand, represents a kind of spiritual wealth that transcends earthly suffering. He had nothing in terms of material wealth, but his soul was rich in the eyes of God. This contrast emphasizes that what we accumulate on earth, whether wealth, fame, or possessions, is temporary and ultimately inconsequential in the grand scheme of eternity. When we take a step back and view life through the lens of eternity, it's hard not to agree with the idea that everything on earth is in some ways ultimately useless. Our accomplishments, our possessions, and our social standing are all bound by the limitation of time. No matter how much we acquire, we can't take it with us when we pass. The reality is that none of it can offer lasting fulfillment or security. The pursuit of wealth and status often blinds us to the more meaningful pursuits of life: love, compassion, spiritual growth, and kindness. Just like the rich man, we can become so focused on acquiring more that we forget the simple, lasting values that define a truly fulfilling existence. I'd rather trust God, who has it all, than a man who has stuff that doesn't really matter in the end. Our trust should not lie in fleeting material wealth or the temporary achievements of this world, but in the eternal, unchanging nature of God. Only He holds the true riches that provide lasting peace, purpose, and fulfillment.